Today's show is a little different. We're going to use, oh, it's an old friend, but a new friend. Let me introduce you to my old new friend, the star of our show, my crockpot. A fabulous tool. We're going to use it 8 hours from now. That's why I say this is a little different show. Some simple ingredients. We're going to put together a fabulous, fabulous. Like I stated in the introduction, what we're going to do today, with the help of my new old friend, or my old new friend, whichever way you want to look at it. I've had my crock pot for years and years. This is like the 6th one that I've owned. It's a fabulous tool, but nowadays, with everybody's hectic life, it's getting reintroduced, and it's a fabulous thing to make a healthy, slow-cooked meal while everybody's busy at work. It's cooking, you come home, your dinner's just about ready. The recipe we're going to do today is actually 2 recipes, and I know one's going to be a little weird for you, but trust me, it's fantastic. And the other is a traditional Chinese sticky bun, a pork stuffed sticky bun. So I'm taking 2 recipes: slow braised pig's feet, pork belly, and pork shoulder. Those 3 together make a magical combination. And I know you're saying, oh, pig's feet. Don't worry about pig's feet. Once they're in the pot and they stew down, and that gelatin and that collagen turns into this lovely gelatinous mixture, it just becomes a fabulous, unctuous thing to have in your mouth. So we're going to slow cook that in a slow cooker with some simple ingredients. Then we're going to make the dough for the sticky buns. And then by the time you get home, 8 hours later, when this is all cooked, you're just going to put together the sticky buns, put it inside, steam for 30 minutes, and bam, you got a gorgeous meal that nobody's going to forget. So let me get the ingredients together, and we'll be right back. Okay, folks, no time to be scared. I know just the thought, pig's feet, blah, blah, blah. Chinese cultures or Oriental cultures all across the globe have enjoyed these as a delicacy for years, and I don't know why we haven't caught on. It's just the front hoof. It's a worked muscle, which means it's going to be very flavorful and very delectable once it's done. You just take the little hoof. You can also use hocks too, if you happen to have hocks at your supermarket that aren't smoked. You can use the hocks too. That would make a fabulous addition to this. And I'm just going to cut it into some pieces. You'll see the bones in there. Be careful. You just want to carefully cut it along the bone. Just like that. And I'm going to slice it right around here, just like that. We're not going all the way through. We're just cutting it through so the marinade can get inside. And I'm going to do that for each one of these. Just through the skin, and on the backside just around the bone. Beautiful. These come all cleaned straight from the supermarket, but I tend to rinse them off before I start working with them. Just a nice even slice, just like that. Just right along there. And the first thing we got to do is we got to build a flavor base with this. Let me wash my hands. Here's our other pork shoulder and a little bit of our pork belly. And what we're going to do is start a flavor base. And how are we going to do that? Well, first we're going to take our hocks, or our hooves. I'm going to cut this other big piece of meat up into smaller pieces, just like that. Now this next step is very, 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 very important in order to build a nice flavor for this whole thing. And that is, we got to put a little sear on this before we put it in the slow cooker with the braising liquid. Doing that will add a ton of flavor to this. Now, I mentioned I'm making sticky buns with this, but for the most part, everywhere they serve this just over rice, over noodles, lo mein, whatever. I just happen to be trying to kill two of my wants right now, which is this slow braised pig's feet and my sticky buns in one dish. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, wash my hands again. I've got a pan on high here. Get it smoking. I'm going to hit these with just a little bit of salt, a little bit of kosher salt. And I'm going to hit it with a little bit folks, nothing to be afraid of. It's just seared meat. You don't have to think of it as pig's feet. It's just seared meat. It's like a unctuous pork chop with a couple extra bones around it. So don't be afraid. Do try it. We're going to do this. This is going to be great. That's what's going to go inside the slow cooker, and now we're going to build the base for the slow cooker. Okay, our pan is still a little hot. It's got some nice pork fat from the pork belly, which is bacon, by the way. It's just bacon before it becomes bacon. So we're gonna take some green onions and we're just gonna slice them up on the bias like this. Green part and all. I want green part and all the way up to the last little bit, just like that. That you get rid of. That was about 3 green onions. We're gonna throw that in there. And we're going to do an onion, a small, medium onion here. Small to medium onion. Just cut the ends off. Not the root end, just the other end. Take off the paper. Just like that. No easy way to do that. Then we're just going to give this a nice little dice and cut it in like this. Down like this. And then dice that up. Watch your fingers, no fingers. We don't want fingers in the stew. This was a dish that was made for the Emperor of China. He used to love this dish. This was like one of his favorite dishes. So we got our onions. We'll throw them in. I have the heat just on real low right now. I don't have it on high. I dropped that heat down a long time ago before I brought you back. Because I don't want to burn these, I just want to get a little color through them, that's all. Just like that. And we're going to take a couple of knobs of ginger. These two should be fine. And contrary to popular belief, do not take the skin off of the ginger. That's where half of your flavor is. That's where half of your nutrients are. Leave it on. It doesn't bother anybody. Trust me. These gingers today are cultivated and farmed and cleaned and rinse it off and then just slice them up. Same thing with your protein drinks and everything. When you go to do ginger, put ginger in it. All right, let me just clean up a little bit. I'm just going to saute this a little bit in the pot it's going to go. And then we're going to start adding, we've got about a little over a half a dozen different ingredients that are going to the pot besides either water or chicken broth. So let's get this together. Let me saute these around a little bit. And we'll be right back. Vegetables are done. This pan is screaming hot from before. Our vegetables are done. They're going to go in the slow cooker. Just like that. A nice little bit. I'm going to put this slow cooker on to low. Then in goes all of our little lovely pork products. Just like that. Oh my goodness, this smells delicious already. And we're not even into this. And then we're going to start adding our flavor base for the braising liquid that is going to make up the liquid that this is just going to sit and soak in for the 8 hours while I go to school and come back. So here's for about 5 cloves of garlic just crushed. I'm going to throw them in. And we've got a ½ a cup of brown sugar. That's going in. About 1 ounce of dried shiitake mushrooms. A tablespoon of sesame seed oil. A quarter of a cup of rice wine. Yep, good old sake. And to combat the sweet, we're going to put in a quarter cup of rice wine vinegar. A cup of soy sauce. And about a liter, maybe 2 of water, chicken stock, pork stock. You don't want to cover all the meat. You want to come 3/4 of the way up it. Just like that. We want a true braise on this. We don't want to boil it. Okay, our meat is in there. Our mushrooms are in there, all our other things. We're going to put the lid on. It's on low, like I said. And we'll be back in about 8 hours, give or take. And then we'll continue on. Also, optional, I think I'm going to throw it in. This is black bean paste. And I kind of like it. So I'm going to put it in. About 1.5 tablespoons. You can use black bean paste, you can use miso, and that's just going to add another depth of flavor to this whole dish. Okay. There you have it. She's locked down. Ready to go. 8 hours later, we'll be back. Then in my case, we're going to make the buns. In your case, you might just want to serve this over rice or noodles or something like that. It'll be phenomenal. So, please try pork. Please try pig's feet. Please use your crock pot. Break it out. Get it out again. You'll learn. It's going to be the star of your show. I got home about an hour early, so I'm going to get together the dough for the sticky buns. So, what are we going to do is we're going to start with, this is a tablespoon of active dry yeast, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and a 1/4 cup of flour. We're going to mix that together with about a 1/4 cup of lukewarm water, just out of the tap is fine. We just want to start getting that yeast to do its thing. So we're going to put that in, we're going to put the flour in, and we're going to mix in like a 1/4 cup of water. And we're just going to mix this together. This is making what's known as a sponge. you don't want it too dry and you don't want it too soupy. Almost like pancake batter, maybe a little thicker. Just getting out all the lumps. Yeah, there we go. Smash them up against the side if you have to. And unlike other kinds of leavened breads and whatnot, we're going to let this sit for about 30 minutes before we start to work with it and add it to the rest of our flour and sugar and baking soda. So that's all there is, the ingredients to this. A little bit of salt, that's it. So that's it. We're going to let that sit. We're going to let's do it in what I consider my proof box. I like to put it in the oven. It'll keep its warmth. It loves it in there. And we'll be back. Okay, I've taken that sponge mixture, I've put it into the blender here that we had put inside the oven to proof up. To that, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of white sugar, a quarter teaspoon of salt, and 1 tablespoon, teaspoon, excuse me, of baking soda. I'm going to stick that in, and we're going to stick in a cup and a half of flour, just like that. And then we're going to let the Ninja do its thing and make our dough. And then what we have to do is take that, fill it with a little bit of our beautiful pork. Can you see this? I'm gonna get you. There's our beautiful pork mixture. The meat is just juicy. It's just fallen apart. Beautiful. Again, this is one of those times I'd rather you see what I'm doing instead of looking at my beautiful face. So I've got our dough and our pork, and we're just going to bring this up just like this and make a nice little purse. Okay, our beautiful hot sticky buns, pork-filled deliciousness are finished. Our saving day, the star of the day, the crock pot, brought us our delicious pork filling. I let them sit there and rise, double in size, for about 30 minutes before I steamed them. Now they've been steaming for about 20 minutes, and we're just getting ready to take them out. And they look spectacular. Look at this. They feel right, just the way they're supposed to feel. Oh my goodness. Let's get you in here so you can take a look at these little beauties. There's our beautiful steamed buns. It's very airy. You can feel that the dough has risen quite nicely. Oh my goodness. These are not going to last the weekend. I don't think they're going to last. That is delicious. If I had a little bit of that ginger soy sauce, dipping sauce, that would be the only thing that would make this even better. Well, there you have it. A fabulous meal. A delicious snack. It's just amazing the versatility you can do with these things. The slow cooker, like I said, was the star of the show. Without my crock pot, none of this would have been possible, because otherwise you'd be sitting here slaving over a hot stove all day. So, there's the lifesaver there. Crock pot, go get yourself one. We'll talk to you soon. I hope you learned something. Bye.